Hey folks, I'm Dieter Melhorn. If you're like me, I wear Crocs all the time in the summertime. One of the bad things that can happen to them is they get slick after they get worn out and you can bust your tail. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix that problem. Yes folks, I wear Crocs religiously. I was reluctant to wear them at first. My wife had some and I thought they were the goofiest thing in the world until I put them on and started wearing them and realized how comfortable they are and how convenient they are. Over those years of wearing them, I've went through several pairs, and generally speaking, I would throw them out after the tread wore off of them, because if you wear Crocs, you will know that once that tread gets worn off the bottom, they actually become very slick. They're very good in most wet conditions, but once that tread is gone, they are very slick and you can bust your tail in a minute. So generally what I would do is either turn them in just as shoes to wear inside the house, or I would throw them out. But I've got a way to fix that issue. I was watching a video with a fishing legend, Flip Pallet, and he made mention of doing this. And it, boom, went off like an alarm, and I said, I think this may work. What it involves is cutting new tread into the bottom of the slick shoe, the slick Croc. And what you do is you get an old knife. You need to do this with a heated knife. I tried it with a cold knife, just a regular knife. It's a lot harder to work because of the rubber material that a Croc is made out of. So what you need is ideally a knife that has a wooden handle. I've got an old bait knife that I got, I think at Walmart or someplace like that. Some of these cheap little knives like this that you find, they're only a few bucks, so they're a good one to use. Why a wooden handle? Well, you're going to heat this knife up. Part of the trick is putting this thing up to some type of heat source, whether it be a gas grill, a fire, a blowtorch as I'm using, and heating the knife really, really hot. So if you've got a soft plastic handle on the knife, it could melt the plastic on the handle. So wood seems to work really, really good. Now, I would suggest doing this outside. There is a little bit of smell that comes with, well, taking a hot knife to a rubber shoe. But what you're going to do is get your heat source, get it going, and get that knife hot. And it does not have to be to the molten metal red hot, but I will say the hotter the better is best, and having a sharp knife helps too. And what you're gonna do is just hold that knife up there, let it get good and hot, especially toward the tip, the rounded edge of it, because that's the part that you're going to be cutting with. Now after you do that, you're ready to cut some basically little trenches into the bottom of this shoe. You can be as creative as you want to. With me, I was just cutting basically some straight lines at a little bit of an angle, and kind of doing them in different directions across the bottom of this Croc. Now again, the hot knife is the key here because it really helps get through this rubbery material better than a cold knife. I hesitated to do it with a razor blade. Somebody had talked about that. My wife said, well, would a razor blade work? The problem with the razor blade is, yes, it's very sharp, very narrow blade. It will cut. My concern was that it was going to cut all the way through the bottom of the shoe and be a lot harder to control than using this hot knife and going into it. But yeah, you just make some cuts through here. You can see what I'm doing. It's just back and forth across it. You get a couple of cuts, reheat the knife, do it repeatedly in some different little patterns across there, and it really does a great job of adding some traction back to these shoes. Now it does take a little bit of time. You do have to reheat the knife and go back to it and cut your little angles in it. But I'm going to be honest with you, I was shocked and surprised. I actually took these retread Crocs out on the boat. My boat is a fiberglass boat, has a just regular fiberglass deck on it, and it can get slick, especially when you add in some catfish slime. And I know it immediately when I have on older Crocs. I very purposefully wear the newer ones that I have out there on the boat because it does get slick when it's wet. These things, it's almost like hydroplaning. So I was shocked. It makes a difference. They perform just as good as a new pair, maybe even better than a new pair of Crocs. So crazy video, crazy things. Crocs, you love or you hate them. If you love them like me, And like my cousin up in West Virginia, Aaron, who I know as soon as he watches this video is going to be getting a hot knife and a blowtorch and going repairing his, you'll like doing this little trick to make that special pair of Crocs, especially ones that you really like, maybe because the pattern lasts you a little longer. Well, folks, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Here are a couple more videos that I think you're going to like. I'd watch that one and then that one. No, do that one first and then that one. I don't know. Just watch them both. They're both good.